Welcome to this Fox Nation special, 5 Flus. We're reporting a block from Times Square, where 50 million tourists visit each year from across the country and around the world. It's normally very crowded, bustling. You know, the type of place that worries scientists who study the spread of harmful viruses, from the seasonal flu to the more deadly bug that's upended life around the globe in 2020, the coronavirus, or COVID-19. The epicenter of the outbreak, Wuhan, China. More specifically, it's believed, a large food market selling seafood and live animals. The flu viruses we're used to dealing with usually start in birds. The coronavirus appears to have jumped from a more exotic animal in that market to a human worker or shopper.
The coronavirus is a little different because the coronavirus, unlike the influenza virus, different family, is a mutation from a virus that was probably in bats, somehow merged with a human virus or some other small mammalian virus, and they had a baby, and the baby has a little bit of both, and we don't recognize that at all. It's a completely different ballgame. And for that reason, it's really difficult for us to cope with it.
It was New Year's Eve when Chinese officials first reported dozens of cases of a new pneumonia-like sickness.
The symptoms are just like any kind of common cold or flu that you might have. So there would be things like cough, shortness of breath, runny nose, sneezing, fever. You also get some GI symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea with it.
But it was clear this new viral strain was a lot more worrisome than a common cold.
I became aware that there was a new coronavirus that was circulating. So with an invitation from the government of Guangzhou, I flew down there. I spent some time with my colleague at Sun Yat-sen University, met people at the CDC and the government of Guangzhou, and then went up to Beijing, where I worked with some of my former colleagues from the old SARS days, Centers for Disease Control, Red Cross, and others.
On January 11th, 10 days after Dr. Ian Lipkin arrived in China, the Chinese media reported the death of a 61-year-old man, the first known death from the new virus.
Nobody really knew that it was going to spread widely. Unfortunately, it did.
Quickly, Thailand reported its first case on January 13th. 2 days later, Japan. 5 days later, South Korea. The next day, January 21st, America saw its first confirmed case of the coronavirus, a patient from Washington State who recently had come back from Wuhan. 2 days later, China imposed a lockdown of Wuhan and 47 other cities. On January 30th, the World Health Organization declared the virus to be a public health emergency of international concern, with the virus killing more than 150 people and infecting more than 7,500 people in just over 20 countries. At this point, it was impossible to predict exactly how much worse the COVID-19 outbreak could get.